Hi everybody, it's Oni here and today bringing you a one-shot what if. What if Deku was in Kill la Kill? If you guys would like more one-shot what ifs on the main channel, I'm going to post a community tab once a week or twice a week, and you guys can vote which one you guys would like. And also if you guys want a separate one, just comment down below on the community poll what type of what if you guys would want, and I'll add that into the next community poll. And also, what if Deku was in a quirk marriage will be discontinued because I didn't like the way the script was going, and I would like to apologize for the people who actually liked the series. If I ever did quirk marriage again, I'll probably do it on my second channel, which will be linked in the description as always. And also, one last thing before we get into the full video, I would like to say I do not own this script. The script was made by all capital letters I can read 265_2. I would like to thank him for the permission to use his script. It's only 2 chapters long, but I'll try and extend it the best I can to try and get enough minutes out of it. Without further ado, let's get to the video. Okay, first off, I'm giving Izuku 100% control of One For All and full control of Black Whip. Izuku was having an awful day. He found out that his girlfriend cheated on him with his childhood friend, Katsuki Bakugo. But did Bakugo learn his lesson? Izuku was crying in his dorm. He just barely found out what happened. His friends were trying to get him to come out of his room, talk, but he ignored them. Then Bakugo came to the door. Bakugo's point of view. "Hey, Deku, get your ass out here now." They heard Izuku sob inside. "I won't tell you again." Boom. The door was blown down inside. Bakugo managed to get away from the door before it was blown down. Out of the smoke came a very pissed off Izuku. Bakugo actually scared of Izuku holding out his arm towards Bakugo. Black Whip instantly shot out of Izuku's arm, attacking Bakugo. He used an explosion to dodge it and jump out the window. Izuku attached one of One For All charged at him. "Ida, shouldn't we call the principal and Aizawa?" Sero said no, Bakugo can get out of this, as they all went back to what they were doing. Except Ochako. She chased after Bakugo and Izuku. Bakugo was trying to get away from Izuku. He was ahead of him, but Izuku was using Black Whip to try and decrease the gap, so Bakugo couldn't escape. Izuku grabbed Bakugo and slammed him into the ground. Eventually, Izuku caught him and grabbed Bakugo by the ankles with Black Whip and lifted him into the ground and then slammed him down twice. As Izuku lifted him into the air with Black Whip again, he used One For All and Black Whip at the same time. He threw Bakugo all the way back to the dorms. As Izuku's breathing heavily as he held his arm, as he grunted, he had a small burn from using Black Whip. He walked off and went back to the dorms, completely ignoring Ochako. Flashback over. Izuku was walking around the neighborhood with his hero suit on. All of Class 1A expected Ochako and said that Bakugo attacked him first. He was in deep thought as he didn't even notice he was walking. "Hello, Izuku Midoriya." His eyes widened as he looked behind him to see Kurogiri, Shigaraki, Toga, and Dabi. Toga's point of view. "We had about what happened, Izuku babe, and we have a proposition for you." "Which is?" Izuku said. "You're going to join the League of Villains and get revenge on those heroes." Do you even realize how idiotic that sounds? Just because of a breakup and a fight doesn't mean I'm joining you guys. We're not asking, Shigaraki said in a menacing tone. They all rushed him as Izuku attacked him with one for all, as Toga tried to snap Izuku by force, her hand down as she tried to use other hand, but Izuku ducked and kicked her in her chest. Ah, Toga said as she was launched into Kirigiri, but he dodged her by dabi. Then he tried to burn Izuku, but Izuku dodged. He then jumped at Dabi, punching him in the face. Dabi was sent back, but Izuku punched him in the stomach and sending him slamming into the ground. Detroit Smash, Izuku shouted. Shigaraki snapped his fingers and Kurigiri expanded. He went above Izuku and dropped 2 trucks on him, but then he didn't know they landed on him. Shigaraki's eyes widened as he saw a black whip coming out of Izuku's body. He smirked as the whips were holding the trucks with ease. You cheated, Shigaraki said. Izuku was cut him off by grabbing him with black whip. He then threw him into the building, but Izuku grabbed Kurigiri and warped. Ha ha ha! We got him, Shigaraki said. Come back here, sweetie, Kurigiri said. Dabi, what happened? I lost him. Toga, what the hell do you mean you lost him? But now we switch to Izuku's point of view. Where am I? I have no idea what happened. 1 minute I was kicking the League of Villains' asses, and now I'm in front of a giant gate. I'm not going to lie, I don't like the vibe that this place is giving off. I looked up and saw someone hanging on the entry. My eyes widened and I used Black Whip as I got him down. He was severely beaten, paused, and naked. Thank you. He then passed out. I placed him against the wall and an old mattress that I placed a blanket on him and then stood at the entrance again. Oi! A person shouted. I looked and saw the girl with a suitcase on her back. She had black hair with a red streak. Not gonna lie, she looked kinda cute though. You go here? No. So I'm gonna guess you caused that? As she pointed up and looked at the green portal, but it closed as soon after. Let me guess you're from another dimension. Yes, Izuku said. Sorry dude, I can't help you then. She was about to walk past me. You can tag along if you want, and also my name is Komatoi, so what's yours? Oh, my name's Izuku Midoriya. Come on dude, don't get me nervous. She then walked in. Izuku followed her. Apparently this was a school, more like a prison. And then a thug made it into the class. Okay, this is the transfer student, Ryoko Matoi. Huh? What's your name again? Izuku Midoriya. Hey, Rito, Izuku, come sit over here. There are 2 free seats right next to me. The teacher. Yeah, go ahead and sit down. As they both sat next to the girl with a bowl cut. Hi, my name is Macho Manchoke. I'm so slaughtering that name. Nice to meet you, Izuku said. She then went on talking non-stop. Izuku paid attention to most of what she was saying. Ryoko was trying to ask questions, but Macho was only asking a few. Then the teacher started class instantly. Macho took out a bowl box and started eating. Once she was done, she knocked out. Izuku and Ryoko said in unison, She fell asleep? So because of a nice guy that Izuku is, he took down notes from Macho while she was sleeping. Izuku and Ryoko both outside walking. Izuku was in deep thought and muttering, trying to think of ways to get home, as Ryoko was looking at him, weirded out, as Macho shouted, Ryoko! Izuku! Ryoko moved out of the way, and Izuku was tackled to the ground. Macho and Izuku rolled into the same trash can. Izuku didn't look happy. He had a banana peel on his hair. Ryukyu, why did you dodge me? You're supposed to dodge something like that. Izuku was about to interject. You could have warned me, Ryukyu was about to say. Sorry. Hey Macho, who's the top dog here? Let me see. Ryoko Matoi, Izuku Bo. She then forced both Iriatoi and Izuku to bow along with the other students. They both stood. Izuku and Rotoi looked at and saw a large man. Who's that? Izuku said. Macho said, that's Aro Gamakishi. He's one of the big four, and is the head of the council committee, or the discipline council committee, and he is a 3-star. A 3-star in our school ranks are based off stars. The most of the students have no stars and live in the slums. The 3 stars are superhuman, gives you superhuman powers. Kinda like quirks, Izuku thought. Iroh works Katsikuto? God, I've butchered that name. Oh, speak of the devil, here she comes, as they all look up to see Satsuki. Ryuko Matoi whispered under her breath, so she's the leader. Izuku, maybe she can help me find a way home. Then Ryuko and Izuku got into line as in front of Satsuki. Hey, I heard you're in charge. I've got a couple of questions to ask for you, Satsuki. Hey, excuse me, ma'am. May I can ask for your help? Satsuki looked at them both. Her cheeks started to go a shade of pink when she looked at Izuku. Satsuki shouted, Who are you two? 1-star bitch / bastard. How dare you? They jumped, Ryukyu and Izuku, but Ryukyu slapped half of them away. Izuku did. Roundhouse kicked and knocked away half of them. Ryukyu then reached into a suitcase and pulled out a giant scissors. Those are scissors? Izuku said. Manchoik's point of view. Those are some giant scissors. Ryukyu, yes, I'm looking for the other half of pears. I noticed that you were shocked to see them, aren't you? Satsuki said, and what I have? The way that you said it. You're the girl with the scissor blade, aren't you? She said in a furious tone. Then rushed at Satsuki as Izuku shouted, Ryuko, wait! She then jumped and tried to snap Satsuki, but stopped and was punched by the giant fist. Tenshikin-san! As he shouted. With that last word, she was thrown into a group of 1-stars. Fakaoma, eh? Yes, ma'am. Boxing club captain, Takahui Fumicha. Permit me to deal with this insolent wetch and this broccoli bastard. Sakahui said, What did you want? As Izuku looked at her and got nervous and flustered. Well, I don't know if you noticed the green portal earlier, Satsuki. I did? Possibly. I had something to do with it. Yes, ma'am. As he said that, as he glanced to his right and saw Ryukyu getting her ass handed to her. So, you're not from here, are you? Sakui said. Izuku, no, I'm not. I'm even not from this universe, Izuku said. What was that? Sakui said. Oh, you. Fakatui interrupted, saying, You're nowhere near worth addressing Lady Satsuki directly. As Izuku looked only to see Ryukyu getting kicked in the face. Excuse me, Izuku said. He said coldly as Suki saw Izuku's arms getting hollowed out as his body started to bright up, as then he had purple like green electricity blowing around him. She didn't look impressed, but then her eyes widened. She was the only one who could see what was on his clothes. He had 4 stars on his right arm, 4 stars on his left SMRH, and 1 giant star on his chest. She was surprised that he had 9 stars. He jumped at Fakurora. He punched him in the face and launched him away. Fakahoma was launched away into the slums. Izuku then picked up Ryuko, but he saw that she was unable to stand. Then, out of nowhere, she ran away from Izuku. She kicked a guy off a bike and drove off, but she came back and gave the guy back his deliveries. Wow, she really knows how to make a quick getaway. Then he deactivated One For All, then Suki saw the stars disappeared. The bell rang as everyone started to walk out. Izuku, crap, where am I going to stay? Then Macho grabbed his arm. You can sleep at my place, come on. What? As she ran off with Izuku, leaving behind a smoke cloud shape of Shakabubi. Only looked at the gates for a minute, as then walked away. Everyone was in the courtyard. Fakuroshi, I'm fucking pirating the name so much here, had Mirko captive as he was waiting for Ryukyu to show up. He felt with Izuku's first he should send the football team after him. Zu's using hostage as is a classic step. Macho was screaming, "Ah! This is a big pinch. Everybody can see my panties clear as day. I'm not even wearing my sexy panties today." Fakahomo shouted, "Bring the boiler," as a tube of boiling water was brought to them. Fakuhosa was walking up to it with a shrimp as he dipped it in powder as he put it in the boiling water. It turned to fried shrimp, a random student said. Fried shrimp? Random student number 2. Random student number 3. That's not water, that's oil. No, if I get wet, everyone will be able to see through my uniform. I'm in such a big pinch, Mikyo said. Ruzu, this one has some resolve or just a plain up idiot. Izuku, Machoke! All the students looked and saw Izuku. He had some bruises and some blood on him. Not to mention, all of his clothes were ripped. All the girls in the school was blushing, including Sakuuchi, who was hiding it. Then, out of nowhere, a fighter jumped at Mirko. He then got Machoke out and went back into the arena. Using hostages is plain dirty. It still got you here though, didn't it? Izuku was about to climb into the ring. No, Izuku, you'll get hurt, so stay there with Machoke. He only nodded and stepped down. Out of nowhere, Machoke had a medkit as she wrapped up Izuku, wearing bandages. Now then, let's get down to business. Take this! He launched his left fist at her as she just stood there and took it. How do you like my barrage of LBGD jabs? They're overflowing the area. He then cocked his fist back, and then he rushed at her. He was going for another right jab, but it's really a corkscrew. She was hit, and what she was wearing was ripped off of her. What the hell are you wearing? They all went onto the area. Izuku, could you help me now? She looked and saw him on the ground, covering his nose, as he saw that he had a nosebleed. Damn it. Fakuocho then went on fighting her, putting a left jab that did nothing. Apparently, I do have to get serious, Fakuoichi said. I do apologize, I'm slaughtering these names. I can't pronounce them correctly. Behold, these are the real Hajochi Academy's boxing glove gloves that I have. I had to wear the soft ones on this all this time. I didn't even once want to fight me. He then pulled a piece of string out of his gloves, making it full of spikes. I'm not even a part of this stupid club, and I even know that probably who cares. He then rushed at her, punching her right in her chest, breaking his gloves. What? Your fists aren't the only thing that turns to steel. So does my outfit. Not fair! Ryotaro said, shouting. He then went around her, trying to lay some damage on her, but it did nothing. I'm not feeling a single thing. All of the Big Four was shocked, including all of the students. Ryukyu was getting fed up of Futitamo, I think? This is my turn now, right? Izuku. He glanced at her with tissue in his nose. You can help now, Ryukyu said. Izuku nodded and jumped into the arena. Fakurocho, the president of the boxing club, threw jabs at both of them. Ryukyu and Izuku rushed at him, dodging all of the jabs. Left jab, Ryukyu said. She whacked him in the head with her scissor blade, as Izuku did a right hook as it went straight for his right, as punched Fukuyoto in the back, as they all were both in front of him, as Izuku and Richoi were both now in front of him, as they both did an uppercut. Izuku with one for all and Ryukyu with her scissor blade, as they both sent him flying. Izuku powered up one for all on his legs and jumped into the air. He then used Black Whip and grabbed Fukachuchi. I really am spoiling this name. Once Black Whip has wrapped around him, he threw Fatayuchi down to Ryukyu. Now a straight to finish you off. She then slashed her scissor blade at him. The Life Fiver drifted away from the uniform and went slowly, and then picked up speed and went into Ryukyu's uniform. As with him not realizing it, another one came out and one went to Izuku. The little black stripes that Izuku had left turned green. No, there's more to it than that. Now, time to finish you off, Ryukyu said. I think it's enough, Izuku said. She didn't listen as she hit Fukachuchi. Her scissor blade launched him into Saka. She just stood there as a bunch of 1 stars just appeared out of nowhere and blocked him from reaching her. And also the big 4 created a wall as well, but a little bit of blood went onto her cheek. She merely wiped it away. Zuchi, how dare you! He was about to rush them, but Sasuke stopped him from rushing them. Sakuchi said, where the hell did you get your hands on that weapon? Izuku then picked up a mic saying, give it to Ryukyu. This outfit was left by my father. As for the weapon, I'm looking for the bitch who murdered him. Now, you're going to tell me who it belongs to, Sakuchi Kariko. Izuku only gulped at the outcome.